Hmm. There we go. So welcome everybody. I'm Cindy Myers. My website is let me say that again. It is yourenergyhealer.com. And so thank you for coming. And tonight we're going to talk about getting ourselves ready for the 4th of July. Uh, and a lot of pets have a hard time with that this time of year, which it was just that one day. But if it's like around here, people are already starting to shoot them off. So we want to get our pets as ready as possible for the big night of lots of noises. And I have to say that, a lot of the techniques I do doesn't prevent the fear state and the anxiety state, but it can help you get out of it sooner. So if you're having a medical emergency, however, please call your veterinarian. What I can do for you is provide energy support for your pet to help their natural healing abilities in addition to your vet care. It can also help calm them. And I know that sometimes it can take a while to get into a vet these days. So it can just keep their energy flowing as best as we can um, while you're waiting for vet care. And also, if you have an aggressive animal, I do insist that you work with a certified trainer of some sort. It's not enough just to do energy clearing. You really have to work on retraining the behavior itself, and it's a very difficult behavior to modify. So we need a team approach to work with that one. All right. So I'm going to go right into our topic. So um, before we specify uh, the 4th in the evening, let's just kind of look at that experience through our pet's eyes. We see and hear fireworks ourselves, but for our pets, think about their hearing is hundreds, if not 1,000 times stronger for depending on the species. And so hearing those noises, if it's loud to us, just think it, 10 times, 100 times, 20 times. It is so much louder and and they can feel the vibration of it. So it's like having a major earthquake or something happening. If you had if for for those of us on the West Coast, we know what an earthquake feels like. And that 30 seconds, a 30-second earthquake can feel like it's forever. And so here we are having, half hour, 45 minute, an hour of fireworks going in that constant. So think of how scary that would be. So let's think of it through their perspective of what that experience is like for them. So they may try and find a place that is calming, that can shut that noise out. And even though I turn the TV up really loud myself, almost to the point where I can barely tolerate it to try and mask it, they still hear the fireworks and they feel the vibration from it. But it can help a little bit. And I find that if I go into the room furthest away that has the fewest windows, so my bedroom is usually that place where I can kind of close this off. I do have a couple windows, but there's smaller windows in my bedroom. And so that usually is the quietest place that we can go in. I leave my closet door open and a bathroom door open. And if they want to go in there, that is quite often the quietest place for them and the safest place that they may like to go into is the bathroom or a closet that is just more closed in. It's also very den-like to be in that place. And remember, the instinct of animals is quite often to find a den when they're feeling scared. That's why a lot of them do like crates. Our human interpretation of pens and crates is sometimes negative. We see it as like a jail cell, but to our pets, it's soothing because if they were, I mean, my Great Pyrenees, he makes his own den under my stairs. They like that really quiet, kind of closed in uh, place, and that's where they feel the most safe. So look for a place. And I had one dog, she liked to go behind my couch. That was another thing to think. That's right behind in a closed off space and very compact. So think of places that they might like to go and have that available to them so that they can go in if that feels better. Um, so think about how then our pets are processing these emotions. If our pets are more anxious and excitable to begin with, uh, they may notice even more subtle changes that we don't perceive. So they may be picking up those quieter pops even and noises out there, or even the energy. They may start picking up our anxiety over worrying about them ahead of time. So, so you might want to uh, um, think about that ahead of time. To me, it's all about doing your best to plan a little bit. So, if your pet is hypersensitive to begin with, you want to just think about what can I do to help calm them and soothe them. So think about it as that they're more these animals that are more hypersensitive and anxious. Their fight or flight response system turns on even faster than calmer pets, and I saw that in my three dogs. I had one that was very anxious about storms and fireworks, and she would be triggered right away at the first noise. It, the other dogs that were more calm and didn't get as bothered, I had one that it took a while, but then he would get a little more anxious. And the big guy, he would bark just because there's a different noise, but he wasn't really scared. Uh, but I did keep all three in my house at the same time. So it just be aware of, you know, your pet best of all. So if you have one that's hypersensitive, then you know they're going to probably get triggered sooner and by less noise. So this is why most of you are on today, some tips to help you uh, before, during, and after. So the first thing you can do that's really easy is just to breathe yourself. I try and slow my breathing down, calm myself down. If I'm calm, then that says that my pet, tells my pet that it's safe. Okay. If I'm anxious because of the noises and everything, and quite frankly, fireworks kind of unsettle me too. So I need to try and keep myself calm. So I do my best to breathe myself. Um, and I do keep my pets inside. I can't keep my alpacas inside, but I can keep my dogs inside. And I don't believe I've never seen my alpacas react to it. So thankfully they seem to be okay by it. Um, but I do keep my dogs inside where they're safe, because there are some with the fight or flight response system. Remember, there's the fight response where they get aggressive. There's the freeze where they just, don't move. And then there's the runaway, and that's where it gets really scary. There's so many pets that if they get out, they run, they bolt, they're trying to find again that a safe place and get away from the noise. And so that's so scary to have our pets run away when they're so frightened. And because they're so frightened, they may not always realize when they come out of it, where am I? And by the time they calm down, they don't know how to find their way back home. So if you can at all, keep them home. And as I said, look, they might actually do better in a smaller room even. And then I like to do pet them, but I do it in that gentle, using the T-touch method. It's you can YouTube T-touch, T-T-O-U-C-H. It's a nice modality by Linda Tellington. So you might check that one out. It's very calming. And again, you want to start that right away. Get that energy flowing. That's calming. It triggers that calming system versus the adrenaline based or the fear based system. And so we want to get the Pavlovian response going. You don't want to start it while they're already afraid. We want to kind of get them while they're calm and happy as to begin with. Introduce it. It feels good. Then it gets that their natural chemicals that says calm flowing through their bodies. And so when they are afraid and you start doing these touches, their body naturally starts letting those chemicals going. It's kind of, again, like the Pavlovian response. If they give them a cookie, they start to drool. And then as soon as they say the word cookie, they start drooling without even having the cookie, right? Um, so doing the T-touches ahead of time creates that response. So their body knows the second you start doing it, knows exactly what to do and starts releasing those chemicals. And it can help get them out of that fear state much faster. I've tried a thunder shirt with my guys. Some like it, some don't. Can't say she liked it, but she knew that it was soothing. So she once it was on her, it helped her um, to put the thunder shirt on. And again, it's something you probably want to introduce. You might want to introduce it slowly if you've never put a thunder shirt on, or you can actually look up how to do the same basic eye concept with it using an ace bandage wrap. And those elastic ones that are a little thicker. You don't want to use the skinny one, but the 4 inch, I think they're around 4 inches wide. And there's a way of wrapping it. You can YouTube and Google how to do that wrap. And it kind of does the same thing. It's kind of the same theory as the squeeze that they use for cows. It just kind of compresses the body slightly. It's like swaddling. It's like swaddling. The other thing you might check out is some essential oils. If you use them, please, please, please make sure that they are safe for pets. Not all oils are safe for animals, especially cats, but also dogs. So please, just because you use them doesn't mean they're safe for your pets. So make sure that you use ones that are approved and certified okay for pets. I use a company called Animal EO. That's all they make are ones for animals, and it's a vet that creates the blends. So you might check out their website. It's animaleo.info. And when I get out of this, I can put it in the chat box for you. And then you might check out some calming chews. I discovered some called Quiet Moments. They're natural. I think they have chamomile and some other nice stuff in it, herbs and things that are about calming a pet down. And my guys like it. They're like little treats. And I noticed that did seem to help calm them down faster by giving them that. I've also used Rescue Remedy, which is a Bach flower, and I'll start putting that in their meals sometimes the night before, even the 4th. I'll start getting that into their system. Again, I want to get that calming system ahead of time as much as we can do, get the calming system flowing. So it doesn't hurt to even do it sooner. If you have a very hypersensitive animal, you start doing if they tolerate it, you can put it in their water. If not all of them like the taste of it, so I put it in their food, and that usually my guys are foodies, so they just wolf it down. But you can try that. And again, that's called Rescue Remedy. That's a nice one. Another product I've tried, mostly with my alpacas, is called Sedalia, and it's also a natural homeopathy type of a product that is for calming. And that seemed to help calm my alpacas down when I've had to put them in stressful situation. Let's see. And then the last thing I do is I use my own mind. I let my own energy. I tune myself while I'm breathing. I'll say peace and calm. In my mind, I just say peace and calm. And so what that does is tune me to that higher frequency, and that sends it out to the animals. My new puppy that I just got, I picked her up Sunday night. It was her first night in a crate. And of course, she was crying a little bit, whimpering. She was not bad, but she's, a little scared, a little anxious. And so I did some clearing of the fear and the anxiety. And then I just sent her peace and calm. I did my breathing and sending peace and calm. And again, I just did it mentally. I didn't say it out loud. I wanted it to be quiet. So I didn't want her, because if she heard my voice, that made her cry more. So I did it mind to mind. And as soon as I started doing the peace and calm, there was quiet and she fell sound asleep. So it's really effective. It's really effective. And yeah, I know how to do it maybe a little bit better than others. I can hear the response better, maybe, but it doesn't matter. Energy is energy. You can do it. So you don't have to interpret and translate the information coming back. Just trust that it's tuning and it's sending out that nice calm energy. And then after the fourth, they can get a lot of trapped emotions that night. And then they can develop some physical and behavioral issues afterwards. And it can you might see it right away the next day or two, but sometimes it can take a week or two and then it shows up. So the tummy issues, that's a very common thing, is to see tummy issues. Behavioral stuff. They might have accidents in the house. They may chew or destroy something that they've never done before. But a lot of times it's a tummy issue. It's very, very, very common. So you might want to sign up for one of my quick 15-minute sessions, and I can release a whole bunch of those things really fast and get rid of those trapped emotions, so they don't have those issues, or if they are experiencing the issues, we can clear them right away. In future events, this Saturday, can't believe we're already in July, but 1st of July already, but we'll have a healing circle this Saturday at noon. And then next Wednesday, we'll have at this time, another healing circle, no webinar. And then the following Saturday as well. And then into August 3rd, Jen Weigel and I scheduled another Intro to Animal Communication class. So anybody that would like to learn how to communicate intuitively with an animal, this is a great class to begin learning how to do that. And it's all on Zoom. And so far, knock on wood, we've had 100% success in getting everybody to communicate with animals. So you might want to check that out. I don't have the link on my website just yet, but I will very shortly. And to sign up, it'll be through Jen Weigel's site actually, but I'll get the link up for you to be able to sign up for that class. And again, that'll be August 3rd. So that's kind of the highlights of what's going on. And so let's open it up to demos and any questions you might have. Let me stop sharing so I can see the chat. Sonia wrote, she also feels for wildlife. Yes, wildlife too can get very unsettled by by all that, the noise and also for veterans that suffer from PTSD. I keep putting this out there and hope maybe someday places here will catch on. I believe it's Italy that uses soundless fireworks. So you get to go the ooh and the ah with the prettiness of it all, but it doesn't make the noise. And so it doesn't rattle the cages of animals or veterans that have PTSD. How about that? It's thoughtful. To me, that's a win-win. People get to enjoy the beauty of fireworks, but without scaring the bejeebers out of every other creature. Sam asked, what was it you said you used for my alpacas? I've used both Rescue Remedy and a product called Sedalia, Sedalia, Sedalia. Sedalia. I put it in the chat. Sedalia. I believe it. I'm going to say that's how I spell it. It may not be how they spell it, but that's how I spell it. I think that's the accurate spelling. And it's just like a little tab. And sometimes I would catch them and put it in their mouth. Other times I put it in their water bucket, depending if it's for the whole herd, if it's for the individual. It worked really great for if one of my animals was moving to a new farm. I would give them some Sedalia. Actually, I would give them Sedalia, and then I would do a little essential oil on their rear end that was calming. Because you know what, if you're introducing a new animal into your home, that's a good thing to do. Because and put it at near their tail. Because what is one of the first things animals do to introduce each other? They smell each other's butts. And so they get the calming odor and they kind of go, oh, yeah, whatever. I saw it umpteen times, especially with my male alpacas, because with males, they tend to want to challenge each other, and it can be a little tussle. But when I use the essential oil on the rear end, they kind of went, ah, and then they just would go graze, and it was just like no big deal. And I did it many times, and so it wasn't just a fluke or a coincidence. It happened over and over. So that's a good product. I even did it once after shearing because they look different, and so they think each other is a new animal that came to the farm because they look different. And so I gave them a dot. Now that my two males have their own pasture, so I don't have that issue. But it's another good thing to do. Okay, okay, I will go look at my email, but are there any other questions? Because I do have Anne's dog, and then I'll look for your dog uh, when I'm done with Anne. Any other questions? Something just flew in front of my face here. Okay, Anne, let me get your Christmas up. Christmas in July.
I think we did Christmas a month ago, but he had just arrived at my place. So now it'd be really interesting to see what you pick up from him.
Okay, but and he wasn't at your place before?
He came about a little over a month ago.
Okay, yeah, I had a previous picture. It said when I went to save it, it goes, "You already have the picture."
Yeah, well
Or
then maybe
so it's okay. I don't remember very much about Christmas, so let's get in. Let's do it. Let's do them again.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about him or what you need me to check in on.
Well, he came. He was with the lady who had Alzheimer's, and I think she had him his whole life. And the vet thinks that he's about 10, and I think she just really gave him a great life until now he can't see very well. He definitely can't hear. And when they found him and her, she was a mess. He was a mess. You couldn't even tell he was a dog, and his eyes were all infected in his ears. And he had really shut down, probably because she hadn't been,
because of the neglect, yeah, unintentional neglect, yeah.
Oh yeah, because I can tell that I can tell that he was well taken care of. Anyway, long story short, I've had him for about five weeks now, and he's every day he blossoms more and more, and I just was wondering how he's feeling right now.
Okay. I like the little teeth, like he's smiling in this picture.
An underbite, but
Yeah, it's cute.
but they're straight. His teeth are so straight. It's just he has a huge underbite. Anyway.
Um, mine is crying right now.
Oh, congratulations on your new puppy too.
Thank you. Thank you. She's
What's his
having
name?
her name is Spud,
Spud?
like the potato.
Oh my God. Okay. All right.
She's my little sack of potatoes. Um, I think he might have, I don't know if this is true or not, but it might have enough sight that he can kind of see shadows.
Yes.
So it's not complete, but not able to really see well, that's for sure.
He gets around amazingly well.
Again, I think I was just about to say, I think he uses his nose quite a bit.
Ah.
So to sense things, and then yeah, probably when he learns where everything is in the setting, that helps because he knows, oh, this is where the couch was. Like any person with sight issues, they can learn where things are, and get along pretty well, and not stumble over stuff very much. Plus, I think he also can follow the others to some degree that you have in the house. Not sure he's old. Does he play with anybody? I'm not sure he cares
No.
that much. I get the feeling that he doesn't really care about other dogs very much. He'd probably be good in a home with probably another sedate person, retired, older, couch potato kind of person, maybe.
That's me. No. That's exactly it. He could care less about the other dogs. He doesn't mind them, but
Yeah, they're there, but I think he uses them a little bit of knowing when it's time to do something a little bit. He can feel their activity level pick up. But other than that, he
does
does.
he have any sense of me?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But for what? Because he's a strange little guy. That's why I think he's really was taken well care of and spoiled. You can pick him up and he's very relaxed. He's not like some of these dogs that are like, squirm and everything. Then you can lay him on his back. And then when he's done, he'll let you know and he'll come to you and try, say, ask you, pick me up kind of a thing. But
Well,
he
he's
never,
probably a good one because if he can't hear very well, the noise of the other dogs doesn't bother him.
ah, but
Otherwise that would be agitating to him because he wouldn't like that very much. But
yeah.
I don't think he really notices it that much, and he can't really see what their other stuff is. He can sense the energy. So if there's a tussle or something going on with some of the other dogs, I think he can feel that energy, and that might make him a little like, what's going on? That's weird. But I think he would like just somebody calm, and like I said, just somebody that he can sit on the couch with and while they watch TV or something, or knit or whatever. But it's just somebody that's home a lot and doesn't do a whole lot of it outside. I think he prefers somebody. I think he may not like being by himself very well.
Ah.
But so that's why I'm saying somebody that's kind of probably retired, home a lot, and can take him places if they do go someplace.
Thank you. Every time he goes by a car, he wants to get in it, whether it's mine or we're walking. He loves his walks, whether we're walking down the street. So I just got this feeling the lady took him everywhere because he only weighs 7 pounds,
Yeah. I don't think he'd do well by himself, but if you could find him somebody that would love to take him everywhere with them,
Yeah.
that would be the best thing. And just he might do better with a female than a male.
Okay. I'm gonna ask again, what do you sense he sees me as? I mean, what am I besides just this big thing that feeds him?
There's some confusion with it. Like, I mean, he knows you're a two-legger, but again, I don't think he understands. I think he senses too that this isn't his forever home with you.
Okay.
So he's not bonding totally with you.
That makes sense.
So I think he sees it as there's some sadness there, and the confusion because it was a good life and then it wasn't, and he didn't understand why his person stopped caring for him, right? And that inconsistency and confusion coming from them. So the stability has been really well because you're saying every day he keeps coming out more and more of his personality is coming out more and more. So it's rebuilding his confidence because he was well loved and then he wasn't, and it wasn't anybody's fault, but he didn't understand why. And so just having that consistent, quiet, loving attention given to him is rebuilding that, oh, okay, things are better. And so when he gets into a home that can continue that for him, but just be him and somebody, and his person.
Yeah.
Or a couple. It could be a husband and wife or a spousal situation. That would probably be okay because he just needs to be with a person. And I don't think he's crazy about being with a dog. Like you said, I don't think he could be with them, but don't expect a bonding.
Yeah, he could care less.
He could care less. So the other dog had better care less too. So if like one spouse had a dog that was kind of their dog and another spouse had him as their dog, that would probably be okay. But he probably will choose one person and bond with them, is my guess.
Well, I definitely feel that confusion on his part. It's like, and he is slowly opening back up to, looking for more attention from me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know what, maybe they still were giving him attention until the end but I think the feeding and of course the grooming and all that went out the window. And
Yep.
so just his basic care was gone, and whether they even petted him or knew how to pet him properly, or if it got too rough or whatever, the trust went out the window.
Yeah. I know he definitely feels lost. He's like,
yeah, that's a good word. It's lost.
Yeah,
and
he
I didn't understand why.
Yeah, and whenever we go past my car, I feel like he wants to get in, and I'm feeling from him like, let's go home now. Let's go home now.
Yeah, I think he would love to go back to where things were, when it was good.
Yeah.
And so I think he can open up to a new home with somebody and get that back.
Okay.
But we can clear some of the lost, and
Well,
I'm gonna let him know that his person is no longer. I don't know if she's passed or not, but
she didn't pass, but she's in a nursing home now.
Okay, so she's just not able to
come and
take care of him anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell him that she's sick. So I think he can understand that. The part of it too was he thought maybe he had done something wrong.
Oh.
And so I'm going to let him know that that wasn't the case. That was just her not feeling good for a long time. And he said, oh, that's sad.
Oh.
And then I'm telling him that you're working to help him find him a really nice home where people will love him again. And give him a safe environment that he can trust the person and be well taken care of. So I asked him if he would like that. He said, yes, I think I would.
How gentlemanly.
Yes, I think I would like that.
Oh.
You usually give me such hard cases, and he's just sweet.
Yeah, he's sweet, but he is a character too. He is.
That's good.
That's why he was spoiled. He lets you know when he's hungry, when he wants something, when he wants to go outside, he's just like, yeah.
And he might be a little more demanding because that didn't happen, and so that's part of the trauma. He worries that it won't be provided for him.
That it won't be?
Yeah, because became inconsistent.
Oh, I haven't.
So he might be more demanding, like, oh no, you're not going to give it to me. because I don't know when it's going to happen again, where
Oh.
I might not get fed or she forgot. And no matter how much I bugged her about feeding, or it could have been too much, she forgot and fed over and over. But a lot of times I think she just forgot and thought she had fed him.
Oh God.
And other things, it was either one or the other. It was very inconsistent. And so that's part of why he's a little more demanding.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
that's where, a nice routine, and you can build off of it, because I don't like feeding at exact times and everything. I want them to trust that I will feed you, but I still like to have some ritual about feeding to that routine, so that they know the drill, they know the rules. It's gonna happen. Don't worry, I will feed you. Yeah,
Okay,
even my alpacas think she forgot. I'm just trying to
Oh,
do one
yeah,
more
well,
thing.
alpacas, that's what they live for, man.
I learned a new trick with my alpacas the last few days because it's hot and they love the hose. So I hose them down real fast and I just leave it on with the sprayer going. So it's like
Yeah.
a sprinkler, and they
Yeah.
all huddle around getting sprayed all by themselves with the hose all by themselves. They think that's great. And I can go get a whole bunch of stuff done. And
Oh,
then
I'm gonna find you
get the pellets all out, and they're still, oh, okay, it's time to eat.
what a great idea. Yeah.
And they don't get invaded. It's wonderful.
They don't fight each other to get over the spray.
No, they seem to be taking turns. It's really
Oh
cool.
my God, that's wonderful.
There's a couple that are first, but and they get enough and they walk away, and somebody else stands in there.
Wow. Uh, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, good. So let me look at my email real fast for Jennifer's picture. Let's see. Let me try. Sometimes it goes to my spam folder. I don't see it. Let me try one other spot. Maybe it went there. Nope, I don't see it. Shoot. Let me check. Oh, you know what? I did get an email from you, but there was no attachment. There was no photo. Jennifer, if you can you unmute yourself? Do you have a microphone? Maybe we can just talk about what you have, what your situation is. Because I did get an email. I sent you an email back saying I didn't get an attachment of the picture. If you're there, Jennifer. Can you unmute yourself? Anybody else have a pet or question about 4th of July or anything? I can't hear Jennifer. Anybody else? Okay.
There's a note I just read. It said the host just muted everybody.
I did. I was getting feedback.
Oh, I thought maybe that was what was blocking Jennifer.
No, she can. Oh, there you are. I know she unmuted.
Yeah, I'm here. I was just trying to send the picture again.
Oh, okay, let me go back and look.
I haven't succeeded. Hold on.
Okay. Technology. It's great when it works, not so great when it doesn't.
All right.
And I don't know how to do it so that I can have you share.
While we're waiting for Jennifer, I was just, when you were talking about fireworks and lightning and thunder and all that. You know, when we had that horrible hurricane last fall,
Mm-hmm.
it was horrible, but my dogs didn't mind it. Nobody
Wow.
minded.
Wow,
there-
that's fantastic. Thank
'cause
you.
it was this roar that stayed constant, you know. Brrr, it's like everything was constant, and there was no lightning because everything was closed up, and no thunder. It was just this huge wind.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Small miracles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's really fortunate. And maybe as a pack, they felt safer. And
What?
that maybe because they were in their pack, they felt safer being together and with you.
Well, I will say we all climbed onto the couch and stayed together for the 12 hours that were, hell. But again, the house was all tight and the noise. I don't think the dogs were worried. I think I was the one who was stressed,
Yeah.
And anyway.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, great. It is.
Thank goodness. I would have been quaking with one of my dogs. I think that we all would have been quaking. We would have been in the bathtub. Actually, we would have gotten out of Dodge before 3 days before.
Well, see that, yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing when that's what I used to say when I lived in California. I was always scared stiff of the earthquakes because they happen and you have no warning. At least down here, you got
Yeah,
like
you get some warning that, oh, this could be bad.
you got a week to button yourself up and get out of Dodge or stay put or whatever. So
Yeah, you can prepare a little bit. But I think if it's your first experience in one, it would scare the pants off me.
this one did. I've only been back here 7 years, and I've had two major ones, Irma and Ian. And
Wow.
Irma just stressed the heck. I think you helped me through that. And Ian, it was I had 5 years to plan. Anyway,
And you learn from past mistakes. And I did get the pictures. Yay.
good. So
All right. Okay, thank you. All right. So here we go. All right, Jennifer, we're good.
Good.
Look at these cutie pies. So how can I help you with your two little ones here?
Well, it's kind of gross, but both of them like to eat their own poo.
Oh, I hate that.
Yes, I've never had dogs that have done that, and these two just won't stop. The bigger one is just a little over a year, and the little one's she'll be 7 months this weekend.
Sometimes it's an indication that they're missing some minerals.
Well, I've taken them to a holistic vet, and they're on, what he's given them, and like a multivitamin and some trace minerals and some enteric stuff. And it just, it's not all the time, but we feel like, we have to constantly watch them when they go outside to make sure they're not doing it, because the bigger one will upset her stomach and then she'll throw up. So then you've got that.
Oh, double ooh.
Yeah. And the little one, it doesn't seem to bother her too much, but it's just
Okay.
gross.
So I would, you remember that T-Touches I was talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I would YouTube that and work their ears
Okay.
because we want to get their digestive system. So there's something not processing things properly in their digestive system. So let me
Yeah.
clear. What is the bigger one's name?
Elsie.
Elsie. Let me tap into Elsie first. Okay, so I'm releasing a little anxiety,
Yeah, she has that.
nervousness, clear that. So, okay, when they are more anxious animals, that is a sign that, remember, that fight or flight response system is engaged a lot. And when
Yeah.
that fight or flight response system is engaged, the digestive system is seen as a non-essential system. And so it goes down to low. And so
Yeah.
it's not processing the food as efficiently because it isn't ever turned on to maximum while it, after they eat. So
Mhm.
doing the T touches before and after they eat can help get that calming system going, and so that they can have their digestive system turned on higher and do what it's
Okay.
supposed to do. So we want to get them into that calmer state as often as we can.
Okay.
Um,
And she also has issues with riding in a car.
so I
So
would look at some of those calming things that we talked about,
yeah.
the
Well,
Bach flower,
I have Rescue Remedy, and
yeah,
then I
rescue
have
remedy.
yeah.
The calming chew I use is that I just discovered not too long ago that seems to be good, is called Quiet Moments, and that's the one with
Okay.
the chamomile. I got that one off of Chewy, but I actually saw it in Petco not too long ago. But again,
Okay.
check with your vet before you give them anything, especially you don't want anything to counter whatever they're giving them already.
Yeah.
But it's, we just need to get them off down a notch. But the T touches is something you can do all the time. So switch
Mhm.
from petting to that. And again, you can work the ears because there's all sorts of acupressure points in the ears, and then up and
Mhm.
down the spine. But again, it's
Yeah.
really important to do it before, a little before they eat, get them in a quieter state, and just get their system ready. And again, it just quiets them down. And then after they eat.
Yeah. Okay. She likes to be massaged, so
Yeah, it's kind of like that, only it's a lighter touch.
yeah.
So you just, again, we're trying, a massage does a little bit different, triggers some different part of the system. It can also be soothing and relaxing, but the
Yeah.
T touch works at a cellular level. And that's what
Yeah.
we really need to have happen to help them process their food a little bit better. And that hopefully might help so that they can get the nutrients that they need to out of their food better, even out of the herbs and stuff. They're just not. Mm, oh, is there something else in your system you should clear? Hmm, the adrenals are off a little bit. Okay. Second chakra, second and third chakra. Okay. So second and third chakra are a little bit imbalanced. So let me see if I can clear those really fast. There we go. Okay, that's better. So the T touches, I don't know if you can you see my cursor?
Yeah.
I would focus that some of the teaches. You can do the base of the tail. That always helps. That's the root chakra. And then second
Mhm.
is about here and third's about here.
Okay.
So those are the really main areas. But again, I would do the whole spine, but those especially are what's really out of balance.
Okay.
Okay. So the T touches can help. And the other one was the pearl. Was that what I was
Yeah.
read?
Pearl.
Okay. And let's do the same for pearl. See if there's anything different for pearl. I
Oh,
think
she's
it's very
different.
similar. She's different.
Yeah, they're very different from each other.
Okay. I'm trying to get a feel for pearl. Trying to tell me pearl. Well, let's just clear some. I think it's a little puppy energy. They're kind of they don't have as much a big attention span.
No, she doesn't.
Uh,
She's sitting right here with me.
does Pearl kind of have a mind of her own?
Oh yeah. Oh, she just took off.
Like I said.
Yep. Elsie, we taught her all her little tricks and everything within minutes. This one, she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Just give me the food. And
Yeah, a little ADD and a little, I don't know if it's just puppiness or
yeah,
kind of at it, just her personality too.
she
Um,
loves everybody. She just wants to give kisses and
my nose just got stuffed. Does she get the nose stuff that the small breed gets a little?
yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Elsie will get those reverse sneezes or whatever they talk about.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Pearl doesn't get that too much, but her nose is smashed in more than the other one too, and she's got at least a half an inch of underbite going.
Okay. And that's funny because I was kind of wanting to bite my lip a little bit.
Yeah, she's got a pretty big underbite.
Let's clear a little.
Pearl's also she was a single litter,
Oh, she was a
so she's
singleton.
used. Yeah, so well, there were two, but that other one died, and so she's used to being, you know, the only one. She came to us at when Elsie was 6 months, and she was the boss for a while. But it's the roles are starting to change a little bit now.
So the little one was a singleton, or
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, that's part of it. She never
Hmm.
learned to do the puppy pile and all that stuff. That's really important. And the sensory
Yeah.
stuff that the puppies all get when they cuddle up, and even learning how to play, bite, and all that stuff. They miss
Hmm.
out a lot when they're singletons. Um,
Yeah. Well, we got her at 6 weeks just so we could have her with Elsie and they could, get to
a
know
little
each
bit.
other. But yeah, and they've done well. They do well together.
Good, good, good. All right. So same thing. I think I'm just gonna clear those couple chakras and see if that doesn't help with the poo eating. And I'm letting them know too. It's gross. Don't do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It
We
hasn't
tell
worked
them
with.
that.
It doesn't always work, but
No.
but again, I think the thing is, if we can, it's more. It's some of it is habit. Some of it is because of it's more of the minerals or whatever that they're not getting that
Yeah.
that you're working to get put back in. That there's just something not engaging. So I think your T-touch and doing all that stuff is also will benefit alongside with the supplements that you're giving.
Okay. Good.
Thank you.
I will look into that. Thank you.
All right. So I'm gonna stop the recording. Anybody